Good evening and welcome everyone to Friday with Friends. A warm welcome today to Marjorie Zurbaran. Hi, Marjorie.
Hi, Greg. Thank you for having me.
A longtime meditator. Tell me a little bit about your life outside of being a meditator and what your career is.
It's very fun. I'm a psychotherapist and a licensed mental health counselor, and I practice individual therapy and group therapy, and work sometimes with autistic kids when it's needed. So that's what I do, and that's a beautiful, for me, it's a beautiful role and a path that it couldn't be better for me.
And I am absolutely certain that your meditation practice has been instrumental in your quality of being able to help others.
Oh, yes. I think I'm a better therapist because the meditation. That's definitely it's a mark in my life before and after as a therapist and of course as a person, but as a therapist, it made me more useful and more resourceful for the people that consult with me and helping them to find what they want. Because the big ego of most of the therapists in the mental health field is that we do the job.
Yeah.
We are the one who helping people, then I help people to change. And in reality, we are not that. We are instruments for the people to find the way they need to be.
Well,
And guidance them, but not imposing any changes.
Well, and that kind of goes very well with the title of today's chat is, overcoming obstacles. And what the keys to overcoming obstacles just is when you're enthusiastic and you have some type of, you're flying high, that enables you to meet obstacles in a different way. So when you think of using wings to fly over obstacles, what comes up for you in that?
I was thinking about it, and it comes to things for me. At first, accepting that I'm better than this collapse, conflict, Monday crash with relationship person that I see every day. I need to start believe and accepting that I am different than that. It is something else. And those are my wings. Because if I don't start seeing myself out of this, I call pressure cook. Pressure cook, you are inside, you can see anything, but you are there boiling with everyone else and getting the heat sometimes. But when I get out of that and I can see myself and observe myself in a better dimension, in a better me, the one that deep inside I know is there. I'm afraid to accept it. And that comes, and then be free. I think that vision of yourself start liberating people and start seeing yourself as a higher one, and then you can fly and you can be whatever you want.
As I was listening to you, something struck my mind is that, we pressure cook ourselves and we're aware of something, but we're unable to accept what is it that causes us to be unable to accept ourselves of something that we know from our heart is true.
It's I believe it's a accumulation of fear, accumulation of identifying myself with something else. So when I identify myself with the image that I see in the mirror, in the physical way, and not with the one I have in my heart, then I collapse because, and this is a process. Last time I told you it's a journey. And everyone has their own pace. So sometimes I look myself only physically, and I forgot my heart, my inner self, that energy that I am. It's something different than what I see, the reflection in the mirror. So that's a moment. That's okay. I accept it and keep moving. But what happens is when I look at the mirror and I see my physical only, and I connect only with the physical, and I connect with everybody else at the physical level only, then when I realize that I'm doing that, I'm not connecting with my higher self, my inner self, I feel guilty. I feel bad. I feel hurt. And that's where the problem and the obstacles started.
So another word that pricked me when you were talking was identify. Is that, can we stop identifying ourselves, or do we change what we identify with?
You change, you constantly identify yourself, and you change what is the source of the identification. You are not identified with the physical one, with the echo that you are seeing or hear or touching or perceiving, but you are identified with that true self that is inside you, that is eternal, that is that energy that no one can change but you.
And that seems, do you use that same kind of method in your attempts to be a vehicle or instrument to help others to re-identify themselves as well?
In a nutshell, yes. It's a little longer process, but yes, it's the same thing. I go around sometimes and we touch here, we have to take care of those other things, but at the end, my purpose is to help people to find their true self. They'll be happy with themselves.
And so the moment when you kind of re-identify yourself with a truer self, kind of the natural result is you feel lighter.
Right. And then you can fly.
Yeah. So it really is, you lighten up by letting go of some necessary identifications. So you're already helping me. See, you're because we really do that. So what is so I agree that there's some misidentifications that I have about myself, and that I see the value in the truth. It's not just a story, I can't make up a fantasy about an identity. It's something that I know to be true from my heart, but yet I don't find myself able to, on a consistent basis, to be able to keep myself in this new identity. What is the process, or what is it that you have to do to get yourself the power to re-identify yourself?
Well, it comes to my mind two things. One, faith in yourself. People would say, let's have faith in God, whatever you think is God. But before having faith in God, you have to have faith in yourself. Because I need to believe. It is not only to see me, but believe that I am that. That I am compassion, that I am love, that I am peaceful, that I am tranquility. That it's not something that somebody's going to give me. It's not something that I'm going to buy. It's something that I have, and I am. It's like the skin of my inner self.
Mm.
I can live without skin. Human beings, the body cannot live without skin. So those foundation, those roots of my soul, of my inner self, I call soul. Sometimes I call inner self. Sometimes
Yes.
I call it. But it's that inner voice that we have in our heart. The love is there. The peace is there. We get lost in the way looking for outside. And then faith, that I am, believe it every day. It is, it's more difficult to unlearn something than learning.
Mhm.
I have to learn. I have to practice every day. And the other one that comes to my mind is have faith in your intellect, in that information that you are getting, that inner voice that is telling you you are this. So if I have that intellect and start cleaning and start cleansing and start detaching from the negativity that comes every day, and then I start filter the information that comes to me, then I start uh, processing something else. But if I'm caught out in the negativity about myself, about the world, about everybody else, then being myself, have faith in myself is going to be more difficult.
So again, what you're saying, it really rings true for me. And I'm thinking, wow, it takes a lot of trust. And I'm sure that you find that is absolutely necessary in your practice, is that you as a therapist must gain the trust of anyone in order for them to take the risk of opening themselves. And because look how hard it is for ourselves, you know. Do you find that you keep having self-discovery yourself in your attempt to help others?
Oh, yes. Constantly. But I believe it's a higher power. There is a, there is a, there is an energy that is pure than mine, and is purer than everybody else. And it's not bigger, it's not better, it's just purer. And that make a difference. It's like I just thinking, we got butter, but it's G. So what is purer? G or butter?
Yes.
G, of course. And it is bigger? No, it's just different because it's
Ah,
purer. So that higher energy is my source. So when I connect with the person that is in front of me, I connect through that source. So I filter and I don't get affected. I have compassion, but I don't absorb that energy.
all right.
So,
I believe you. I'm a believer in what you're saying. What is but I'm big on how to, for myself. I want to find something I can do in practice. What is the how to? How do I connect with this pure energy? What do I need to do in order for me to connect to something that's a higher energy?
uh, it's very easy. It's remember who you are, and remember that is a universe, is that energy, and just connect with that. It's energy to energy. It's like if I repeat a mantra, but I don't connect with my inner self, that mantra is just calm me down. It calm me and make me see things in a different way, but it won't take the jump that I need. It's like pray. And I can say this because I used to pray daily. I pray the rosary. I grew up Catholic, and I have a lot of respect for all the Catholics and practice. My mother is a big practicer, and this is the Holy Week for Catholics. And um, I, and I was one of them. I was one of those one that was constantly pray, and it was fine with me until I find my inner self, and I found that, oh, I can connect with something else, not just pray, but connecting. That's
Connect.
the that's the difference. Then we
Connect.
pray, but we connect with the source.
So, in other words, what you're saying, connection is another way of saying meditation.
It's another way to say meditation.
So it's that's the process that I can have this pure vision of myself, which automatically will make me feel filled with zeal, and I'm sure, and we see that word zealot from religions as someone who's just so overcome with the feeling. is that I can learn how to myself do this by learning how to communicate. And another thing that you said that already I'm going to put to work is that it's easier to learn than to unlearn. So then if I learn what are things that help me, that don't help me, that keep me from connecting, then I want to minimize those in my life so I can spend more time connecting, because I like the feeling of having zeal. I like the feeling of being enthusiastic, not just while I am chanting or praying, but as a way of life.
Right. Yeah, definitely. And the connection is energy to energy. And it's have compassion with the self.
Mm.
Uh, don't pressure yourself, because then you go back to the pressure cook.
Mm.
It's just have being easy with yourself. We make mistakes. We go, we have the habit for many, many years, many, many times of doing in that way, of seeing myself in the physical way and related only with the physical part and justifying and explaining. And that's okay. We don't need to explain. It's past. Focus in the present. Invite yourself to the present and see yourself as a energy, beautiful energy that you are. And then you connect immediately. It's that easy. People say it's not that easy, but yes, if you try, if you try and you do it, if and with the time, even a second, and then thoughts come and things pass, and that's okay. Don't fight it. We keep fighting all the time and imposing ourselves what we should do, what we should have. And that doesn't work.
What a treasure it is for other people that someone who doesn't judge them, and I'm sure your career goes hand in hand with your own self practice, that as you don't judge yourself and don't judge others, everything works so much more smoothly. The same thing that you're helping someone who's maybe getting a serious problem, I can understand myself, and the energy that gives you, other people can pick up on. And so even though they may not be able to verbalize it, they're aware that they're feeling safe. And so if you're making other people feel safe, you have to extend that same thing to yourself, so you're not in the pressure cooker all the time.
Exactly. Exactly. It's a it's a it's a check and change. And I have to do it first with myself and then with others. I cannot preach and say, do this, do that, if I'm not doing myself. So I have to be very careful with that. I have to be very honest with myself so I can help better. And I think that's the energy that flows. So because people can receive that, many times I say, it is not what you say or what you do. It's the energy that is inside, it's the thought that you had before, this feeling that you had before you say that. You can say nice thing, but if before you were like, oh, I don't want this person, that is going to be out. Not what you say. You could say, good morning. And it was nice, but whatever was before is the energy that is come out. So you have to be prepared to not being affected by that, but be honest also at the same time when you are giving.
I think that's perfect. I think you've encapsulated it all. I understand it. So now let's do a real-time example of that process that you just described of connecting to a purer source so that it can come through you and you can and we can all learn to be an instrument of this pure. So would you take us through like a 3-minute commentary where you kind of encapsulate all this?
Yes, yes.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you for having me. And it's always a learning and a joy to share and to
Oh, it is for me
share with
too.
you.
Yeah.
So let's take a deep breath very slowly. And slowly let it go. Take a deep breath. Inhale. And exhale very, very slowly. One more time. Inhale and exhale. And with all the energy that you have centered in your forehead, you're going to be aware of everything that is around you. The clothes that you're wearing, the chair where you are sitting, the voice that you hear, the noise that you are hearing in your house and your place, the thoughts that are running around your head. Just slowly, slowly, space thing out. We'll take care of that later. Just focus in the now, in the present, and be aware of what is around you, what you hear, what you see, what you feel, what is the sense, the smell. Everything is okay. You are in a safe place. You are protected. Just allow yourself to be you. In that big screen of your mind, you're going to see yourself walking in a beautiful garden near a beautiful river, very peaceful, very light and filled with joy. And you're going to see all your qualities, those thoughts that you always wanted, but surprise, you already have it. Joy and happiness and peace and tranquility and serenity and easiness and thoughtful and determination and discipline. All those qualities are dancing around you. You dancing with them too, all around that big tree of life. You feel happy and content. Be safe. You regain your true self. All those qualities, all those values, those your true self, that energy is within you. You, with a lot of gratitude towards the river and the sun, you say goodbye. And you will come back here. This is your sacred place. But for now, we return to the place where we are. Start walking back to the garden. Beautiful, peaceful, gorgeous garden. Flowers, very green. The animals all peacefully gathering together. And you keep walking back. Take a breath. And slowly let it go. Take a breath. And slowly. And as you keep breathing, you come back to the place where you are.
I can say thank you. Thank you for sharing yourself with us and your your own personal transformation, you know, it just strikes me that through my own personal transformation, I can help transform everything that I can have effect over. And it's that gives me zeal and enthusiasm right there. So
Right.
it's wonderful. Thank you so much, Marjorie, for
Thank
being with us.
you.
I really appreciate the time that you're offering and what you've shared. And we'll see you again another time on Friday with Friends. Bye for
Thank you
now.
very much. Bye-bye. Keep
Bye.
flying.
Thank you. Bye.